Hello my friends, welcome to Crafty Christmas in July 2023. This is a collaboration and it's hosted by Sweet Pea Papers and Lisa's Paper Lace and Bling. I want to tell you more about this collaboration, but before I do, I want to let you know what I'm doing and what you're watching me do here. So today my focus is working on making tags. I think ephemera too. I want to make sure that I mention that in addition to Sweet Pea Papers and Lisa's Paper Lace and Bling, there will be 14, and there might be another add-on, 14 or 15 other collaborators, each uploading 2 videos per week for the entire month of July. So if you want to get your Christmas crafting time going, this is a great opportunity to get into the Christmas spirit. I also want to mention that Sweet Pea Papers is having a giveaway and Lisa's Paper Lace and Bling is having a sale at her Etsy shop. Both of their channels and other links will be listed in my description box. Also, I want to mention that 3 kits were donated to do this collaboration. They were donated to us. One of the kits was donated by Kyung Shotwell, and her shop name is Wonders by Wink. And then another one was made by Denise, and her shop is DM Designs USA. And then Natalie with Line Dot Arrow. Their Etsy shops are listed also in my description box. Last but not least, again, I want to mention the collaborators. They are all listed in my description box, so go check them out. Friends, I want to let you know, and I've showed this many times on my channel, but if you're new to junk journaling and you don't have a collection of like different goodies to work with, if you don't have different colors of inks, that's okay. You can go around your projects with markers. This is just a permanent marker in green, and I went around my tag with it. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this little piece with red. Now, I do have some red ink and I do have some green ink, but because of these shapes, they're not always really easy to like get into the corners and around certain edges and all that kind of stuff. So I figured I would just do it by hand, use my marker, and to me, it's just an easy way to like get the job done really quickly without having to go dig out my red or green ink. So most of these pieces that I'm working on right now are from the kit that I created called Retro Christmas. And there's the circles where you like use the hole punch. Well, on these particular size tags, the circle is pretty large. And I'm going to say it's probably going to be larger than most hole punches. So what I did was I colored that in with, I don't know if that was silver or gray that I used, but at any rate, I colored it in and then I punched the hole. But at least it's not white anymore. So that's why I did that. And I wanted to let you guys know that that was the reason I did that. Now, as I start to work with the kits that I created, I see things that I could change or that might be better. So I may go ahead when I get some time and adjust these tags a little bit, but I kind of like the shape of them. So I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to adjust them or not. So if you wanted to use the kit and you wanted to use the tag, you could color them in like that, or you could even put something over the circle so that it wasn't quite so big. I don't think it looks bad colored in and then punched, but I just wanted to make you aware of it in case you got the kit and you were wondering about the size of those circles. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I might be able to edit over those circles so there wasn't even a circle at all. Anyway, if you have any thoughts on that, do I leave the circles? Do I edit those out? Or just let me know your opinion on that. I'm hoping to use these tags in the journal that I am creating for Crafty Christmas in July 2023, but I'm making a lot, right? And I don't know if all of these are going to fit in the journal. Anyways, that's my purpose of making them. I don't usually do mass makes, but since all of these come from the same kit and I made the kit to coordinate with itself, obviously, these should all work in there. So I'm using some of the tulle that was given to me by Lisa of Lisa's Paper Lace and Bling. I'm using some of that in, where I punched the hole on the tags. Now I also grabbed some blue trim from my stash. And actually, I think this batch of blue trim was given to me by my friend Janet Kay of Crafts and Tea with Janet Kay. So thank you, Janet Kay. I appreciate that so much. So I'm using some of that for the tags because a lot of this kit, it's got some blue, it's got some pink, it's got real retro colors in it. But then there's also a little bit of true colors, just so you guys know. I love the image of this girl that's on this tag. I think that's just the sweetest image. I hope you guys are all doing really well. I hope you're enjoying your summer. I feel like I'm enjoying my summer, although it's strange. You know, Amanda graduated from college this year, and normally we would be doing summery sort of things because we would know that she would have to start school back up in the fall, and that's not happening. She does want to go back and get her master's, but she wants to check into before she dives into her master's, she wants to do some things, I guess knock some things off of her bucket list, if you will. She wants to just do some things that she hadn't had time to do while she was in high school or college. So she's just taking a little break, a little respite, and she's not going to sign up for her master's immediately. So it's kind of different. It's kind of weird. But at the same time, it's nice because we're not having to cram like a bunch of stuff in over like a 6-week period of summertime. So, and of course, Florida, it's summer much longer than 6 weeks, but I'm just talking about in between school sessions. Speaking of Florida, you know, I've heard a lot of you guys that live in other places complaining about the heat, and it's been hot here. I can't say it's always hot here, but it's hot a lot here most of the year, and I mean it gets really hot, and it's been no exception. It's certainly been just incredibly warm here. And you know, it's funny because the thermostat says 90 degrees, which is quite warm, but it's felt hotter than that. I haven't been going outside a whole lot. To go in my pool, I will, but I haven't been going for walks outside or anything like that. It's just I can't handle it. It's too hot. But I've been getting in the swimming pool and doing some laps, and that always feels good. So at any rate, my point was, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you are enjoying your summer, even though it has been hot. So you're watching me put together this tag, and I love the way that this is coming together. I had the striped paper, and actually that paper was given to me by my friend Annie of Annie Creates. And so I added a little cut apart fussy cut from my kit of this girl. And then I added some lace, and I added the pink velvet ribbon. And now I'm going to add a flat back gem, and I'm going to use my gem tack, and I'm going to put it on that velvet ribbon. Now I want to tell you, I had to actually add a little bit more because the velvet just soaked up that glue so quickly. So I wanted to let you know, if you're gluing anything onto velvet, you might need to put just a little bit extra. Now I'm working with two more adorable images that also come in the kit, and these two are exchanging Christmas gifts, and I just think these are so precious. I've decided to add some embellishments to these little tags, and for her tag I'm going to add a little candy cane to the bottom right hand corner. And then on the other one, I'm going to add some half back gems. These tags are nice because they're big enough to stand alone as tags, but they're also small enough that if I wanted to add them to another layer of paper, they could be a bigger tag, or they could be layered in such a way that they could be made into a Christmas card. While I'm adding these gems, I want to mention to you guys that I'm in 3 collaborations this month. I'm working on this one, which is our Crafty Christmas in July 2023. I am also in Junk Journal July. And the third one is Christmas in July Swap 2023. So there are some days where I have 2 videos going out per day, but I'm releasing all of my Junk Journal Julys at 12 a.m. my time. And then I'm releasing the other videos at 12 p.m. So at least they're 12 hours apart from one another. So if you're into Junk Journal July, you'll have something to look at. And if you're into, Christmas in July, you'll have several other sorts of videos to watch. I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned this to you guys, but I'm going to mention it now because it's something that I'm doing here, as you can see me cutting these papers. I really like to incorporate my scraps into my current projects. So wherever I can use a scrap, I will. I'll turn a scrap into a tag, or I'll maybe turn it into a belly band, or turn it into a cluster, something like that. So I really do try to use them. Sometimes I turn them into mini cards, like I just made those. So I try to use them if I can. Believe me, I have a whole file of scraps, but I try to not make it so that it's just growing by leaps and bounds. You guys know, if you're familiar with my channel, I make a lot of content and I make a lot of journals and I make a lot of different things. And, making a lot of things makes a lot of scraps. So I just wanted to mention to you that there are ways to use your scraps while you're creating. So remember at the beginning of this particular collaboration where I made the clusters? Well, here I just took a scrap, folded it over, turned it into like a little mini card, and then I put one of the clusters on top of it. This is an example of how you can use your scraps up within your project so that you don't end up with as many. Oh, and another way to use your scraps is I will take the strips and cut them, and then I have paper tabs. It's if we just think about it, like while we're working in our project, it's pretty easy to do it. I really like the idea of using this little gift on this particular, what we would call maybe mini card. And I'm going to pop it up. I'm going to use those foam dots. I just think that'll be super cute. Sometimes I forget to use those foam dots. So it's nice that, that I have them out right now, because then maybe I can use them a couple times in this journal, or, while I'm making these tags or cards or something. Take a look at how this turned out. I think it's so cute. Hopefully you can see that it's popped up. But yeah, it's adorable. There it goes. So I think that turned out great. Let's have a look at everything that I made today. This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed making these tags. Now I have a lot of good stuff that I can stuff into the journal once I get the pockets and the belly bands and all that good stuff inside. In the next video, I'm going to put the cover on the journal. So that one signature together, this is going to be a one signature journal. And then I'm going to add the 3 belly bands that I made in the beginning of this series. And I'll be adding some pockets and stuff like that. Friends, I appreciate you, and I appreciate you being here. Please leave me a comment. I love to interact with you guys. If you think about it, smash that like button. And if you like what you see, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching. See you soon.